In Afghanistan, British military bases across Helmand province are still being upgraded despite the fact that drawdown is approaching. Main operating base Price in the Nahr-e Saraj district will act as an overflow base as outposts in the area start to hand over or close down. Royal Engineers from 2-1 Engineer Regiment have been building a new vehicle checkpoint to cope with the inevitable increase in traffic. Kath Brazier went to see them at work.
A HESCO sack this size can take up to 2 hours to fill, so these engineers work day and night to complete the task, which is a vehicle checkpoint known as a backscatter that sits just outside the main entry point to the base. As a main operating base, Price already attracts its fair amount of traffic. Highway 1 is only a short distance away, and as the situational nature of surrounding bases changes, there's likely to be an increase in the number of vehicles through these gates. Up until now, local trucks have been required to sit out 24 hours of soak time and enforce quarantine to ensure they aren't carrying anything suspicious. But this system has proved inefficient, especially as building continues within the base and the demand for fill and aggregate, which comes in on local vehicles, increases. The backscatter will not only eliminate the need for a soak period, but it will greatly reduce the time it takes to safely grant entry to vehicles.
The vehicle will come through here, it will get parked up, and the X-rayed itself here. Once it's X-rayed, it will then get pushed forward, further forward, and then the dogs will come in, and the sniffer dogs will come in and they'll search the vehicle onwards. So it's a double process just to make sure.
Throughout the build, the Afghan National Army and the Afghan local police provided a 360-degree cordon of security. In turn, the engineers built a shelter for the locally employed civilian contractors who run security on the gate. Those filling HESCO, plant operators and carpenters all work together, making the most of their training.
It's experience, isn't it? Because it's not very often when you're back in your unit in Germany for us that you get to do tasks where it actually contributes towards something. So this is actually helping people, and this task here will eventually have a purpose as opposed to building something and then stripping it out again.
This area here was completely different when I started, and then when you see the end result, it's just the bits in between where it's a bit repetitive, but the beginning and end stage is rewarding, yeah, when you see what you put into it but also what you got out of it at the end.
Toiling in the midday heat under an autumn sun and working through the night has paid off. 2 weeks in and the backscatter is only a day away from completion, and it won't be long before it's fully operational at Mob Price. Kath Brazier, Forces News, Nahr-e Saraj.